No worries. I've got to say, you chose a great day to go flying. This session, we'll get started with some basic controls. Sound good? First things first, let's get familiar with your surroundings. Out your side windows, you can see we have great visibility over Sedona today. This is Red Rock territory. Beautiful, isn't it? See if you can spot the Sedona Airport. The runway should be a pretty easy landmark to find. There you go. Visual confirmation on the airport. We already talked about basic controls while we were on the ground. Time to see how it all feels in the air. The aircraft is currently set to a cruise attitude, the position it should be in for regular flight. Alright, now let's try banking into a turn by moving the yoke. I'll go first. As a general rule, you always want to keep your turns under 30 degrees. Go ahead and try rolling to the right. You have controls. Turn right, toward the city of Sedona. Make sure any control movements are soft and gentle. As we're flying towards Sedona, let's try climbing up and down. Gently pull on the yoke to climb. Give it a try. Next time, be a bit more gentle on the controls. For the descent, it's the same principle, except you're pushing on the yoke. Go ahead, gently pitch down. Next time, be a bit more gentle on the controls. Okay, time to find the airport again. Look around, and when you found it, make a turn in that direction. sure any control movements are soft and gentle. Now that you're more familiar with the aircraft and the surroundings, the next step is to go deeper into handling and techniques. Soon enough, you'll be able to enjoy trips all on your own. For this landing exercise, I want you to focus on the yoke only. We're close enough to the runway to land safely without adding any throttle. Maintain a speed of around 65 knots. Pitch down if you're going too slow. Pitch up if you're too fast. Keep your airspeed at 65 knots. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare. To flare means to raise the nose of the aircraft to slow your descent for a softer landing, but without ever leveling off or climbing. The main landing gear will touch down before the nose wheel does. We're coming up on flare height. Resist the temptation to pull back. Now focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. Nice. Now apply the brakes to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop.
That was, I don't know if you just saw that, but that was my best landing, actually. Not sure who's watching. Comment down below who it is. Your name, say hey or something.
Well
But
done.
I'm
But there's
doing
room for improvement.
training right now,
Keep in mind
actually,
that approaching the runway
and
at the right speed is
doing
key to a good landing.
a training activity here. That's my school helmet for landing. I just landed. That was my best runway yet. Or that was my best landing yet. But now I'm gonna try and land like this. Comment down below your name, say hey or something. Yeah. Okay, so that's me right there. That's the airplane I'm flying, the Cessna 172, I
In
believe.
this landing exercise, I want you to
Maybe a
focus on staying on the
180
glide path
or
using the throttle only. Smooth action on the throttle is key for remaining on the correct glide path. If you find yourself too high, reduce your power. If you're too low, increase it. Remember though, always make soft corrections. You don't want to overcompensate.
Okay. So last time the throttle was controlled on its own. Oh. Oh, okay, so I cannot actually control the airplane. I have to just wait, or can I? Oh, well, I have to maintain on center line. I cannot pull back or go down, but I have to use the throttle to pull up and go down.
Now you can use the elevator to land.
There we go, now I can use that. Off center line.
Reduce throttle to idle. Now focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. Nice. Now apply the brakes to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop.
I just landed that. Probably would not have been any better in real life.
That was
but I just
excellent.
landed. I made an A? I just made an A on that landing. It's probably the part of bringing it to a stop. I made an A. Look. I just made an A on that landing. I cannot believe I actually did good on that. Right, now I'm gonna try and do this. See, it's this part here. It's these two parts that are pretty difficult. Because I gotta maintain the center line, and then I gotta make sure that I don't just float above the runway. I'm kind of a floater. I know that can be taken in more ways than one, but yeah, that's a kind of pilot. It's called just being a floater. You float above the runway. Okay.
My first instructor used to say, the best part of flying is landing in one piece. Today, you're in charge of bringing us in for a safe landing. And I've
I need to tighten up the joystick. Increase the resistance there.
already set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 10 degrees of flaps and idle power. Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare.
So in case you don't know, flare means to bring the nose of the aircraft up. I'm doing a really good job maintaining 65 minutes. I don't know why it says I'm not. Oh, because I'm at 70 minutes. That's why. Okay. Just gotta get landed here. We still got one viewer. Thank you for staying around to watch this. Flaps all the way up. Do I have any flaps right now? Yes, I do. So, okay, we're losing some speed here, but we're at the right speed. I feel like we're gonna stall. I'm not gonna make it to the runway if I'm this slow. Yeah, I'm not at 65 knots. I do not think my instructor would agree with me being this slow. Three-quarters of the way later. 2 viewers, look, I'm fixing to land again. I
Reduce
made an
throttle
8
to
on
idle.
my landing last time.
Now focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it.
Okay. Oh my
Nice.
gosh, that was
Now
nice.
apply the brakes to slow us down and bring the plane to
Oh
a
my
stop.
gosh, that was good. I'm actually getting good at this. I was like dog water before. I think I can actually land now. Like, I'm shaking right now. This is so exciting. Oh my gosh, I actually did it. Can you guys believe that? I just landed that without any autopilot at all, using my joystick.
That was excellent.
I'm gonna get a webcam as soon as I can and hang it from the bottom of my bed, right? Because I got my bed above me. And there's some bars here, so I could probably hook it on the bar. And so that way you guys can watch through the webcam, watch my joystick, and watch my screen at the same time. Sorry. I made another A. Pretty sure I did the taxi and takeoff. I'm kind of nervous about this part. But I just need to remember my training. Look, you do not want to miss this. Make sure you send the link to this live stream and the link to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/hm2710gaming. All one thing. Make sure you send it to
Okay, we're
somebody.
currently flying on the downwind leg at the standard traffic pattern altitude of 6,000 feet. It's a flight path parallel to the landing runway, but in the opposite direction. In downwind, you want to start preparing for landing. That means setting your speed and flaps configuration.
Yeah, we're not moving
Reduce
right
speed
now.
to 80 knots.
Yeah.
Maintain constant altitude and heading.
Not moving.
The flaps provide extra lift at the expense of additional drag. This extra
So we're
lift
just
allows
staying still.
flying at a lower airspeed. Flaps allow for smoother and shorter landings. Go ahead and extend 10 degrees of flaps, all while maintaining current altitude.
Well, I don't think we're going to lose any altitude. It's kind of hard to get 10% flaps. I kind of can't maintain 80 knots if I'm not moving. What's going on? Maybe I should restart. Ooh, 2 viewers again. That's the max amount we've hit. That's the most amount we've hit today. Yesterday we had 3. Send the link to this live to somebody. Share it.
Okay, we're currently flying on the
get
downwind
more
leg
viewers.
at the standard traffic pattern altitude of 6,000 feet. It's a flight path parallel to the landing runway, but in the opposite direction. In downwind, you want to start preparing for landing. That means setting your speed and flaps configuration. Reduce speed to 80 knots. Maintain constant altitude and heading. The flaps provide extra lift at the expense of additional drag. This extra lift allows flying at a lower airspeed. Flaps allow for smoother and shorter landings. Go ahead and extend 10 degrees of flaps, all while maintaining current altitude. We're gonna fly past the end of the runway here. Keep going until you see it at a 45-degree angle behind you. That's your cue to turn left onto the base leg.
Some altitude on the right side. We're also live on Twitch. There's 0 viewers on Twitch. I'm grateful for the viewers I got right now on YouTube. Watching to the right, I'm not maintaining focus.
onto the base leg.
Down below, look at your name, say how you're doing. Comment down below, say hey or something. But look, I am fixing to land.
Try to maintain 1400 RPM.
Perfect landings.
That'll
Well,
also
perfect,
keep our speed around 65
perfect
knots.
For me.
Turn left onto final. Keep an eye on the runway as we get ready for our final turn.
Oops.
Keep a stabilized approach and prepare for landing.
Guys, this landing might not be as good, but I'm gonna try my best. I'm using a joystick right now. I'm looking at getting the yoke. My joystick is up for sale on Facebook Marketplace. Under Amberly Hedrick. I need to lose some speed. Yes, sir, it is for sale. It's just the T-Flight Stick X. Oops, I'm gonna hit this. I need to do this. It's not gonna be good. Okay. Try to smooth it out.
Apply the brakes and stop the plane.
Quite a bit of bouncing. That one was definitely not as good. Maybe because my joystick resistance was tightened up. But we're gonna get on the center line here. Here we go. And
That was alright.
stop.
A little more practice will help your accuracy though.
Listen, lady. You did not help me out at all, lady. Well, maybe a little bit, but that was a C. It wasn't the best. Okay, now I'm gonna see. There is one. With a jetliner. Thank you for the person who's still watching. Let's see here. Where is the one at? I don't know who's watching still. Thank you. Ah, here it is. Okay, so I'm not too bad taking off. Well, I am pretty bad, but... Okay. Make sure you comment down below. Say something. 2 viewers. Thank you. I'm about to take off in the A320. Yeah, A320 Neo. I'm doing flight training right now, just to improve my skills. Usually I'm crazy, but I had some really good landings a minute ago. Comment down below
Perfect
your
weather
name or
for a
something.
flight
Say
out of
hey.
Nice Côte d'Azur, don't you think? We're on runway 22 left, and we're cleared for takeoff. Taking off in an A320 obviously requires more speed and a longer runway than a single-engine prop plane. But
Yeah,
luckily,
I know that.
we have some extra tools at our disposal to make the job a little easier once we're airborne. For starters, the autothrust manages engine power to maintain a target airspeed. Autopilot will keep us on track with navigation, and the fly-by-wire system lets us maintain a consistent attitude without needing to make constant adjustments. When I give the word, you're going to execute a straight-out takeoff. After you complete the initial climb, I'll take
I'll
the
execute
controls.
something
But
here.
first, check the
I know what it's gonna
MCDU
be.
for our reference speeds. I already typed in today's numbers. The rotation speed,
Yeah, type in
VR,
that.
is 131 knots. I'll call out when we reach it. Take a look at the PFD now.
Yeah.
Then, once we hit VR, you just need to begin a gentle rotation by pulling back on the side stick. Don't exceed 10 degrees until you've lifted off. Next, let's review the thrust levers.
So this over here is like this.
We need to be aware of 3 different detents. Use the climb detent labeled CL on your throttle to automatically manage the thrust for the remainder of the flight. Toga
I know what
to
that
take
is.
off at full power on short runways or when performing a go-around. And for today,
Oh, that's what
FLX
TOGA stands
MCT
for.
for a reduced
Take off,
thrust
float
takeoff. We reduce thrust at takeoff to preserve our engine life and save fuel. Now let's monitor the engine parameters. As you can see on the engine warning and system display, I applied the parking brakes earlier.
Yeah, whatever. I could just push a button.
Okay, we're ready to go. Apply half forward side stick. Then move both thrust levers gently forward to 50% N1.
Half forward.
Then move them to the flex detent. Okay, now the auto thrust is armed. Use the rudder to keep us on the center line.
Yes, I know.
80.
Okay. I can scoot over here. Not very helpful. though.
Rotate. Positive climb, gear up.
Overspeed.
Well, I have a button on my joystick.
Engage autopilot.
Overspeed. Overspeed.
Autopilot can either be engaged 5 seconds or 100 feet after takeoff to manage heading and altitude. The FMA is showing lever climb, which means we've reached thrust reduction altitude. Adjust the thrust levers to climb detent.
Overspeed.
Now we're in the climb detent. Auto thrust is active and will manage airspeed by adjusting the power. At S speed, retract flaps to 0. Disarm ground spoilers.
Overspeed. Overspeed. Overspeed.
That was excellent.
Overspeed.
I don't know, that got an A for me. It was kind of boring almost. Okay, anyways. I am not doing that one. No, that one is hard. Okay, this should be a breeze. I don't know what that's supposed to stand for, but or where I'm supposed to see it at. Read poppy lights. Okay, let's see here.
We're on course for a visual landing approach into Nice Côte d'Azur. Auto thrust is going to handle power management, so our main objective is to control the pitch to stay on the glide slope. The beauty of fly-by-wire means you only need to use the stick when you want to make attitude adjustments. Alright, as long as auto thrust is on, the speed will be automatically managed. Throttles should stay in the climb detent. Just focus on the trajectory. Remember, fly-by-wire doesn't need a lot of corrective input. Just keep making small adjustments to pitch and roll as necessary. See the screw on the dash above the PFD? Use that as a guideline to keep us centered on the runway. For a visual approach, we have the track FPA mode activated. This will display the green velocity vector on your attitude indicator. Place it 3 degrees below the horizon to follow a 3-degree glide slope.
I have no idea what it's saying. What any of it means. This plane has never sounded like this before. So I don't know if they're side winds or what, but it's done shifted off course. Where are they popping those? Whoops. Viewers.
Look to the right of the runway at the 4 colored lights called Pappy. They'll give feedback to stay within a 3-degree glide slope all the way down. If the Pappy shows 2 white lights and 2 reds, then we're on target. 4 white lights means we're too high. 4 red means we're too low. At 20 feet, pull back on the stick to kiss the runway, but be careful to avoid a tail strike.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
500, 400, 300,
Okay, I need to
200,
hold up.
100, 50, 30,
What?
retard.
I thought that the power was supposed to be managed on its own. No, we're not doing that training thing again. It takes forever. Takes forever to finally get to the runway. So instead, we are going to go to the main menu and we're going to land it ourselves. Can't believe I've been live for like 45 minutes now. 41 technically. Only recording for 40 seconds. Okay, now we're gonna get the A320 Neo and we're gonna go with this for ourselves. Okay. Okay, just to give us enough room to land and figure everything out, get all situated, and do this. Same kind of engine, I think. Do you know Donald Trump's 757 has Rolls-Royce engines on it? Apparently it does. It's quite literally a Rolls-Royce engine. Rolls-Royce made.
San Francisco Tower Dumbo 440 Heavy is 4 miles northwest flight level 375 with whiskey to land.
Dumbo 440 Heavy, San Francisco Tower. Altimeter 30.04, wind 267 at 18. Fly straight in runway 10 left. Clear to land runway 28 right, all Nippon 108.
I saw the way down there.
Make straight in runway 10 left Dumbo 440 Heavy.
All Nippon 108, follow the aircraft on final.
I'm gonna get down.
Wind 267 at 18. Clear to land runway 28 right.
Overspeed. Overspeed.
I am not overspeed.
Clear to
Listen,
land
I'm not
runway
in
28
control.
right, all Nippon 108.
Overspeed.
SkyWest 5712, number
Why do you
2,
keep
for landing.
saying overspeed?
Follow the aircraft on final.
It's on autopilot.
Wind 267 at 18. Caution the generic landing runway 28 left. Clear to land runway 28 right.
Overspeed.
San Francisco Tower, United 1149er at runway 28 left, ready for departure IFR to Newark.
Overspeed.
United 1149er, hold short runway 28 left. Traffic is generic on the runway.
Messing with
Overspeed. Overspeed. Overspeed.
Clear to land runway 28 right number 2, SkyWest 5712.
Overspeed. Overspeed.
Clear to land runway 28 left number 3, American 2388.
Overspeed.
United 59er turn next taxiway.
Overspeed.
SkyWest 4779er, go around.
Overspeed.
American
Can
2388,
do that?
number 3 for landing.
Overspeed.
Follow the aircraft on final.
Overspeed.
Wind 307 at Niner.
Overspeed.
Caution the generic landing runway 28 right. Clear to land runway 28 left.
Overspeed.
Clear to land runway 28 right number 3, United 19er tree 1.
I don't know.
Eva
Why
18, go around.
Overspeed.
United 59er exit runway when able.
Overspeed.
Clear to land runway 28 left number 3, American 2388.
Overspeed.
United 59er contact ground on 121.8. United 1149er altimeter 30.06, wind 277 at 11.
Lower down now.
Traffic is generic on final.
Safe.
Cleared for takeoff runway 28 left.
Planning on landing
Overspeed.
down.
United 19er tree 1, number 5 for landing. Follow the generic on final.
Approach Dumbo 440 Heavy is type Airbus A20N 5 miles southeast of Kilo Hotel Alpha Foxtrot 8,600 feet. Request flight following.
Dumbo 440 heavy approach. Squawk 6221.
Overspeed.
Squawk 6221 Dumbo 440 Heavy.
Overspeed.
Dumbo 440 heavy radar contact. 4 miles southeast of Kilo Hotel Alpha Foxtrot 3,100 feet. Altimeter 30.06.
Overspeed.
1,000.
Roger Dumbo 440 Heavy.
Overspeed.
500.
Overspeed.
400.
Overspeed.
300.
Overspeed.
200.
Overspeed.
Yes, I know. Overspeed. Shut up.
Overspeed.
One 100. Sixty, 50, 40, 30, 25.
That was only like random. So, like, you know. Oh, I landed in the wrong direction. That would explain the lights at the ends of any there. I know which runway I'm on. Oh, right. That guy's taxing. I think I landed it.
Kilo Hotel Alpha Foxtrot traffic Dumbo 440 Heavy is clear of the runway.
This is just an engine. Not the actual questions. Fed on. Your choice is just a cup. This guy's gonna be scared when he sees him. Yeah, A320 coming out in this plate. Get out of my way. Get out. Leave. Go away. We are skirting. Where's he at? He's not even here. Oh no! There.